Hey traders, John Howell here, and what I want to do in today's video is going to be broken up to two different parts. The first part is I'm going to be covering the markets, the SP 500, the Dow, the Nasdaq, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to be covering those in a way of helping you and demonstrate to you of how you can read the markets right now to get a bit of a gauge of what's happening right now, what's the probability of certain things happening, and so on and so forth. And then the second part is I'm going to play a video that I recorded the video just yesterday, me coming out of the gym, and it was a 3-minute video, and it was basically geared for people that are going through a very hard time right now. You may be going through some setbacks, some failures, some downtimes right now, and you may be looking for a bit of a boost, a bit of encouragement. So that's what that is there for. So let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, let's get straight into it. Before I start, make sure you go to johnsflashsale.com. I'm giving away this whole trading course here for $7. You got literally that's 11 videos here over 10 hours worth of training, you just got the biggest thing that's stopping you right now is the mistakes that you're making. You don't even know you're making. So that video number 1 is going to help you a lot. You got 2 amazing trading systems. You got 3 powerful chart reading techniques, millionaire mindset, frame, final step, and so much more. $7, guys. Go to johnsflashsale.com. Now, let's get straight into the markets. What I want to do, as I said before, is I want to explain and help you when reading the markets, when reading the charts. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to bring up a blank chart just like this. You might have a bit of volume at the bottom, but we don't want any moving average yet. And I know we can use moving averages, and moving averages give us a bit of story. But the most important part to us as we're analyzing the markets is what's really going on right now and what's happening right now. See, the whole analogy is, the trend is your friend and don't fight the markets and so on and so forth. So firstly, we need to see what sort of phase are we in with the markets, and secondly, what's likely to happen. So if I bring up, I'm looking at Amazon right now. I'll come back to Amazon in just a minute. But if I bring up, say, the S&P 500, let's start with the S&P 500. If I'm reading the S&P 500, then I'm trying to see, okay, who's in control, what's happening right now, and what's going on right now. And, and if you're looking for some probabilities based on a particular trade, well, then this is going to help you with that. So what I like to do is, as I said before, I like to bring up a white background where there's no lines or no nothing on here. You can see there's no grid lines. It's just a white background with black bars. Now, I do use candlesticks. As you can see, I use candlesticks like this, and I do use candlesticks. But sometimes that's more of an advanced type of thing there. But what I like to do a lot of the times is just bring my charts up to this level here. If I'm trying to read what the market is telling me, then I need to see what the market is telling me, especially for the last, say, three or so months. So that's what I like to do is I like to bring up, say, 3 months worth of data, and just have black bars and the white background. Now, what am I looking for? I'm looking to see, okay, are the buyers in control? Are the sellers in control? Or is no one in control? Because that's the first thing. And, especially when I get to the Nasdaq, you'll see how this has been very, very, very beneficial to people who if you fight the market, you're going to get burnt 9 times out of 10. So if you have a look at what this market is doing here right now, you can see how that we had this low point back here. We had this higher low. We had a bit of a double bottom. We rallied up, went sideways, possibly a bit of a higher low. Rallied up, made this higher high, and a bit of a higher low, and now we're rallying to the upside. So what you want to be doing is, okay, looking at the S&P 500, there is no reason to be shorting the S&P 500 right now as we speak. We never know when the end of this move is going to be. So trying to short it here, thinking it's going to be the top, is a very, very, very risky move. Because yes, it may have a bit of a drop down, and then something does that, and then something before you know it, it goes for a bit of a run. So the way that I analyze the markets is simply just that. I'm trying to see, okay, are we making higher lows? Or what's going on right now? So even if we did get a bit of a drop down and a bit of a drop down through there, the market is still making higher lows. So we're in an upward trend. So if I go and have a look at, say, the Nasdaq as an example, you will see here on the Nasdaq, and this has been going on for quite some time with the Nasdaq. Look at this. This is the last sort of say 3 to 6 months, somewhere around about there. If I bring up say the last 6 months, let me just bring in say last 3 to 4 months worth of data on the screen, and you'll be able to see what's going on through here. So you'll be able to see how the market has, this was a low, then it rallied up, had a bit of a pullback, higher low, bit of a pullback, higher low, rallied up, pulled back, higher low, rallied up, pulled back, higher low, rallied up, pulled back, higher low, rallied up, double bottom. Notice how it didn't break the lows. So in an upward trend, we just got to make sure that the market doesn't, it may go a bit of a double bottom and then go continue through there. We just want to make sure it stays above where they continue to make higher lows. And now look what's happening right now. Had a bit of a pullback, another higher low, and away we go. So people have been trying to short Nasdaq, when all just this one simple technique says, you know what? If I'm trying to get some sort of probability on my side, trying to short the markets right now is very, very, very risky. And, you know, it's like, okay, well, oh, look, the market's definitely going to top. There's a doji sign, and the market goes down. Oh, I know it's going to top, and the market does that. Oh, it's going to top now, and the market does that. Oh, it's going to top now, and the market does that. Oh, it's definitely going to top now, and the market does that. And now we'll continue up again. And so if I bring up some, once again, if I bring up, say, 3 months worth of data, and I bring up some trend lines, you'll be able to see, like, look what the Nasdaq has been doing for the last 3 months. It's just done nothing but low, higher low, coming down through there, another higher low, or at least a bit of a double bottom, coming down through there, bouncing off this support level, another higher low. So for this to be changing any tune right now, we would need to see what? We would need to see this breaking below this low through here, and that'll give us a potential warning that the end of the trend is here. But right now, if you did that, that is risky and that's gambling, because you're betting that this upward trend is going to end, and every time you do that, that's the reason why 9 times out of 10 you get spanked by doing that. Why would you want to try and jump in on something when the market is clearly making higher lows all the way up? Meaning you're trying to short, trying to fight that market, where 9 times out of 10 you're going to get hurt. Doesn't it make sense if you try to get a bit of a pullback to try to buy in on some of these dips through here, you know, even for a short-term basis? The probability, right? The probability is wait for a bit of a pullback and then try to rip. Wait for a bit of a pullback and buy the dip and sell the rip. So whenever I'm looking at the markets, and same for the Dow Jones, if I go look at the Dow Jones, just using simple analysis and simple techniques, this is actually forget this trend line through here for a minute, but look what's happening through here. First, we have this low point back through here. So we have this low point back through here. We have a higher low, rallies back up, comes back down, makes another higher low, rallies back up, comes back down, makes another higher low, and then rallies back up. So you can see that if I'm analyzing the Dow Jones right at this point, and I did this at the time, you can see how this market has continued to do what? Rally to the upside after making this higher low. It came down, then it popped back up. We broke above these highs, and as you can see, we just continue to step up, and now we're just going sideways a bit. So let me ask you a question. If we get that, or even that, has the trend changed? Are we now, oh my goodness, the market's going to go down, it's going to crash, that's it, the top's in? No, right? What is it? It's just probably one of these, and maybe one of these, and maybe one of these. Until we start to get a trend change, that's when we're going to, until we start to break previous lows, that's when the whole trend changes. See, if you go back and have a look at the whole virus situation, remember I said before about higher lows and lower highs and so on and so forth. Well, look at this here. This is the reason why it's so important to get a bit of a gauge. Okay, where's the probability in what I'm about to do here? If we have a low point through here and a higher low through there, rallies up, comes back down, there's a higher low, rallies back up. Is this the top here? We never know. But look what happened. It rallied down and it broke this low through there. Notice how it broke the low. So this is the first sign of a trend change. This is the sign. If you're buying a stock and you see that, meaning a breaking of the low, that's now potential sellers coming in control and no longer the buyers. So if you're in a buy situation here and you sell that, you need to get yourself out of the market as quick as possible, because now there's a probability of this now possibly changing trends. And as you can see, that was the start of the whole downward move out of the whole virus situation through there. And so that's what I'm always looking at, no matter what. No matter what, when I'm looking at that, again, I just look at the last 3 months view. If I mentioned before with Amazon, if I'm looking at Amazon right now, what is Amazon be doing, and what may be happening moving forward? Well, we can see we have a low point back through here, rallied up, come back down, higher low, and then we have a higher low, rallied up, come back down. We have a higher low or a slight double bottom through here. We had a slight lower low, but a bit of a double bottom. You can see it rally up, come back down. Now look what's on. This actually could be some sort of higher low. So where's the probability right now? Well, there is no probability, right? We are stepping up, but we're not breaking up, we're not breaking down. So if we did break up through there, then that's going to give us a probability that we're now likely to see at least a bit of short term to the movement to the upside. Now, if the market did drop, well, that's now, is it going to keep dropping? We never know, right? Because now, remember, the trend is up. And we're all about just gauging where's the probability of the market. And this is all about where's the trend? The trend is your friend, and don't fight the markets. And that's what it's all about. So there is just some techniques, some strategies that I use when reading the markets and when trying to understand the markets and trying to get a good gauge on, okay, what is this stock doing? Because once you start to analyze, okay, what this stock is doing, you can get more of a probability based on your side. And just like the Nasdaq chart, you don't ever want to fight the market. You want to let the market tell you that it's changing, just like I showed with you on the Dow Jones, how it broke that low. You want to wait for the market to tell you what's going on.
Just coming out of a spin bike class this afternoon. Man, I've crushed it today. Morning work, got up at 3:30 this morning, did a lot of work. Went to F45, came home, did a lot of work, then did a weight session, training session, then this afternoon did a lot of work, and then in here for spin bike class. Guys, I hear so many people out there right now. I hear so many people, and I see so many people that are struggling right now and that are going through so much pain. And the thing is that, you know, they're going through setbacks, they're going through pain, they're going through troubles right now. And all I say is this, is that I'm speaking to so many people that are going through this. And the one thing that I'd say is that no matter what is happening in your life right now, no matter what's going on right now, please don't give up. Please don't quit. Become psychologically strength. Get psychologically strong in your mind. And you know, I've spoken to so many people recently about what's going on in their life and what's happening in their life right now. And the thing that I just say is that again, this is just a message to some people I've spoken to just recently. Just because you may have lost some money, maybe you've lost some failures, maybe you've lost your job, maybe some things are not working out well for you properly, all I say is this, is that you never know that this setback right now that's happening right now in your life, this could be a blessing. Every setback in my life, every major setback that's happened in my life in the past has always been a blessing. I just couldn't see it until moving forward. Maybe this is a new way to start generating new skills and moving forward in that way. But, you know, all I say is this, is that setbacks, failures, and things not going well for you, this is the cycle of life. This is how life works. We go through summer times and we go through winter times, and we go through the down times. In those down times we don't like it, right? But guess what? In those down times, those winter times, and the times where we actually don't like it, guess what? That's when all the discoveries happen. That's when all the breakthroughs happen. That's when all the knowledge happens. That's where all the breakthroughs happen. And guess what? And it's through those winter times, it's through those down times, through the things that are not working in our life, then we prosper, and it's like an upward spiral. You know what I mean? We actually make progress, and then we may get a bit of setback, and then we spiral again. And it's through these setbacks. So try to be grateful for a setback that may be happening in life right now. I know that may be hard, but I guarantee you, if you have a mind frame of that, I need to get better, I need to move forward, I need to better my skills and so on and so forth, I guarantee you, in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years from now, the setback that you're getting right now, you'll say, you know what, thank you so much, because of that setback. And you know yourself, right? If you have run a business or anything like that, any setback, anything that's happened, a lot of the times, even if it's a really, really bad thing, guess what? You've learnt skills, right? It's in the down times, it's in the, you know, and when everything's going rosy and everything's amazing, that's you know, it's like, woohoo, we don't learn anything, right? But it's in the down times, in the winter times, in the times when things are really, really tough and really hard. That's when we have creativity, that's when we have breakthroughs, that's when we have step up, right? So all I say is this, is that don't wish it was easier. Don't wish anything else. Because what is happening for a reason. We just don't know the reason why. but wish you were better. Become psychologically strong. The reason why I'm going to the gym so much right now, the reason I'm pushing so much right now is because I'm continue to strengthen my main psychological strength. That's how you push through the hard times. And on the other side of you pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing, the universe has an amazing breakthrough for you, and before you know it, boom, something happens.